salty, spicy, sweet, and sticky. Is there anything better? Right people, welcome back to Food Busker. Now, my brothers and sisters, for a really long time, I've wanted to make these off the scale barbecue Chinese pork buns, or Char Siu bao. There's no point in doing Char Siu bao unless I've already done the filling for Char Siu bao. And so what goes into these buns, well, it's Char Siu. Right, easy on the pork B-roll porn. It looks amazing, it tastes amazing. I'm gonna show you how to cook it. Let's get into it. So Chinese barbecue pork, super simple to do, and it's like super available all through Asia. And if you're ever in the Chinatown near you, you're gonna see it in the shop windows just hanging there looking gnarly delicious and beautiful. It's salty, it's sweet, and it's spicy. And I think a problem with the majority of the barbecue pork that you find out there is it hasn't got the spice and it hasn't got that balance between salty and sweet. And so this recipe nails that. We're using pork shoulder. One of the easily identifiable characteristics of Chinese barbecue pork is that beautiful redness that you get to it. Too many recipes that I see use food coloring. No, thank you, I'm not into that. So there's two ways that I'm gonna get that red color in there using traditional ingredients. The first one is red bean curd. It's flipping so delicious. Like, it's an ingredient you wanna get into your larder. It's got so much umami kick in it. We're gonna blitz it down. We're gonna use some of the liquor that's naturally red. And the fungus that they use to ferment the bean curd gives it the color. Now the other element is this red yeast rice, which has got this beautiful depth of color, and I'm gonna blitz that down. Traditional ingredient that's used as well, dead easy to get off like Amazon or something like that. This spicy element comes from Chinese 5 spice, which has got all those different spices in there, blended down, and that's key to give it that balance of the dish so it's not just sweet. And then all we do is we mix all these ingredients, blitz them down, get them onto the pork, marinate them, bosh it in the oven, Bob's your uncle. Let's do it. For the marinade, take 2 tablespoons of red fermented bean curd, 5 garlic cloves and 5 Thai shallots, 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce and 2 tablespoons of Char Siu rice wine vinegar, 1.5 tablespoons of 5 spice, 2 tablespoons of honey, and it's optional but I flipping love it, a tablespoon of sesame oil, a good thumb of ginger, and we're going to blitz it all up. Take the red yeast rice, put it into a pestle and mortar, and then grind it down till you get a nice thin powder. Now we're going to take this and we're going to season the pork all over with it. Get it completely covered, and then once you've done that, we're going to pour in the marinade and Bob's your uncle. That beauty's done. Minimum 24 hours in the fridge. It needs the time to marinate. It needs the time to seep into the meat. You can't shortcut this. You've got to do the whole thing. 24 hours, just do it, yeah? Okay, so these have done 24 hours. Let's get them onto a rack and get them in the oven. Get your pork shoulder into the oven for 40 minutes at 180°C. 20 minutes in, you're gonna flip it, and then it's gonna be succulent and delicious. Now at this point, that is, it's taken all my effort not to have a slice, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna glaze it and take it right up to the next level. So I've got a little bit of the marinade left. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use some maltose. Now maltose is a sugar that's made from fermented rice, originally from China, and they use it to glaze meats a lot, particularly fowl. It gives it this just ridiculous crispy skin. Oh, so good. And so I'm gonna use a tablespoon. It's quite firm set, so I'm gonna mix it in, probably use the microwave just to bring the temperature up this so it mixes in, and then I'm gonna brush it onto my pork. Whack the oven full up, drop it in for 5 or 6 minutes, watch it like a hawk to glaze the living daylights out of it. Come on. Oh, just look at it. just look at it. It just like, it totally looks the part. Let's go for a gnarly bit from the end. Like, the pork is super moist. Oh mate. That bean curd brings the saltiness to the party. Then the maltose brings the sweetness and the glaze. And then the 5 spice brings the spice, and it's those spicy, sweet and salty that brings together the last S of sticky. I'm throwing down moves with this baby. Like I could just keep eating that. But we're gonna serve it up with some rice and some pak choy, which is the traditional way to serve it. If you haven't already, speak with your mouth full and subscribe. Next week, this in a baked Chinese barbecue bao. Mate! Shit.